So yeah, today is the second class for the QuickBooks, and we'll be discussing about customers. In this one, if you see the last time when I was doing a class, I was actually discussing with DJ Rhythms. I opened the this exercise, or you can say this class last time. So that's why it's appearing on the top of the screen. So if I want to open the same topic or same class again, or if a big and in terms of QuickBook, these are actually the name of the companies. So if I am working for a group of companies, all the names will be coming like one by one here, and whatever the company I was working with in the last when I was working with, like let's say if I was working yesterday on DJ Rhythms in the last, then once I open the computer or when I open the QuickBook, this will be appearing on the top of the screen. So what you can do, you can search for the company. Let's say there are 5 companies, then you want to work with a specific company, then search for the company in the list, and then you can like click it. And next thing, uh, in the last class we were working with the device chapter 2, so I'll be selecting here this company, and then I click open. So I just want to share this information just in case if you are working for a real company environment and there are 5 companies or 6 companies or more than 5-6 companies, and if you by chance click the top button without seeing that you are working for the company which is now mentioned in the 3rd or 4th place, and you click the first one, you will be updating all the information in the wrong company's account. So just make sure that you are opening the right name of the right company by making sure that you by making sure looking at the name of the company. Okay, so we have completed like so password for the exercises. I put the password and then click OK. So now we are in the QuickBooks. Uh, of course, it's coming up, but just in case if you end up opening, like if I just close it and then I'll show you, just in case if you end up in opening like this page, like which is the blank page, you can always click home button, home tab here, and then maximize it. So this is one part that we need to know, that if you by chance close the companies, all the pages, don't scare of it. Like if you close all of them, you can again go to the home tab here and click it, and then open this uh, like companies page again. Next thing, uh, in the last class we have created until create sales receipt. Like we worked until the part where we are creating the sales receipts for the customer. uh, just for the sake of learning, we will be doing it like for as a revision, we'll be doing the same thing again, but because it was done for a customer, so what I'll be doing, instead of creating the same like when I'll be creating the sale receipt, I'll be putting B with every of these values. So we know that this B is actually we created twice, like second time. So let's start working on from the page number 37. So in the page number 37, we have the exercise of creating sale receipt, which is 2-9. So let's start creating the sale receipt. We have already covered in creating the invoice, and now we are working for the creating sale receipt. So just click this sale receipts. So if you want to create a sale receipt, the first thing that you want to know is which customer you are working for. So let's say we are working for uh, Hakola Ashley. So you can search for the name here, and then you can just simply select the wedding. Like there are two business, you can see there are 2 projects we have done with the Hakola. So we'll be selecting the first one, which is wedding. So this is the exercise. This is the part we have to do. Uh, we have actually done this exercise in the last class. So our numbers will be doubled the values of the system. You can see that we have already put some of the numbers here, 180. You can see, but today we'll be doing with the same exercise. So we'll be just putting all the numbers as the as with A. So let's start working with the date. So the date here is 12/20/23. I'll be selecting the date as 12/20/23. QuickBook is very much date friendly. In most of the places where you need to put the date, you can just simply type the right date, and if you put the right date, system will correct it by putting the slashes itself. And then the by default system has selected the sale number. Let's say if you want to change it, you can change it. For us, we are actually just putting the A sign after it. So we know that This is not the real number. It is actually created by, like, we have added this this sale receipts as a duplicate, uh, so that once we are into the reports, and if it shows us these numbers, we can always know that we can adjust it. So just for the sake of you can say report purposes, I'm doing the same exercise again. So I just put a as the added one. And then we have the method of payment is, like, there are different methods of payment you can do. Here you can see cash, check, credit card, e-check. So you'll be selecting the cash payment. So once you select the cash payment, the next thing comes up is the item, like what item you actually sold to your customer. You can click it, and then there you can see there are a lot of different type of work we are selling to our customers. For this exercise, we have actually sell the customer the artwork, so you'll be selecting art. You can also select only A. If you select A, it will be also giving us the artwork. So both of the ways are correct. And then once you click it, then you have to insert the detail about the work, like what you actually work. We have already once we if you see here, once we selected the type of work, we already mentioned by default what description will be coming after this one. Just in case, if you want to if you want to go with the same description, you can put it. But just in case, if you want to add something else, like, you can put the dash, and then you can just simply add whatever you want. Just in case, if you want to add, otherwise it is not necessary. This dash and further information will give you the idea that what is the purpose of this artwork. And then the quantity for this like service was 4, like you sold 2 services or 4 services, you put here. And the rate is 45. So once you sell it, you see you actually will be selling the customer the value of 180. And if you see here, we already did this part. So 180 is the amount that we are selling it to the customer. And then we can also select any specific message here. Thank you for your work, or something like this. Thank you for your business, or all work is complete, or whatever you want to mention something. Or if you want to add by yourself, like customize it, you can also type here. And I'm just giving the idea. So I'm not putting anything special. Just thank you, so that you know that you can type whatever you want. So once you customize it, click OK, and you see your messages printed here. And then in the memo, for your purposes, because this memo will be appearing in your reports and everywhere, so you can always keep the data that this is about Hakola wedding artwork. So what you have discussed here, Hakola is the name of customer. So once you are downloading the report, you'll be seeing that in the memo portion, you'll be seeing that name of the customer will be there, like in front of this value. The name of the customer will be there. Wedding, which is the business. So you see Hakola has 2 businesses. So wedding is appearing here. And the third thing that you have covered is what type of job or what type of services you offer with this project. So once you put all of these information, you can just simply say save and close, or save and new. Save and new means you want to add some more businesses, any in the same customer's name, or in the name of some other customers. So you can click save and new. Or if you this is only like sale receipt you need to update, then you can just simply say save and close. Then it will be saved, and then you'll be on the home screen. But let's say we are doing one more exercise, so we'll be doing save and new. So system will tell us some of the spelling mistakes that it suggests us. If you want to, like, if you really want to correct it, then you can select the spelling and then select replace. If you don't want to select the spelling, simply say ignore. And if you want to add this name for forever in your systems, you can say dictionary. You can always say add. So once you add it, then next time when you are creating the similar name, system will not like notify you that there may be a mistake in this one. So right now we actually are going with this name. So I'm just simply like mentioning ignore. So it will be ignored, and then it will continue working for the next topic. And then it didn't find any mistake, so it goes to the next receipt. So in the next sale receipt, we will be working with the checks. So we'll be paying with the checks. So how you can do that part? The same way. The name of the customer is okay. So here we are doing this part without the name of the customer. So if you don't know the name of the customer, always remember that without inserting the customer's name, putting the detail may make your data corrupted. Why? Because your like if the name of the customer is not there and you updated the payments or receive payments, then it may make you in the future whether which of the customer has paid this amount. So always remember that when you are updating the receive payments part or invoice part, always make sure that in the sale receipt part, always make sure that you are putting the customer's name. But just in case if there is an instance where you want to put the name, if you want to create the sale receipt without name of the customer, you can also do that part. How you can do that? Keep this sale receipt blank, and then the date is again 12/22/23. So I'm putting this date 12/22/23. You can see I have just put the date. 12 is the month, 22 is the date, and 23 is the year. And when I click the tab button, system is automatically updated that part. So now because I have selected the previous sale number as uh, you can say the 3A, system is automatically give me the number as 4A. But we know we have created that invoice number for the sake of you can say uh, for the sake of um, uh, uh, confirming that we are actually creating this invoice for the second time. Like we already created this invoice before, so again we are creating it for the second time. So again, this invoice is again a second time creation. Why it has not given us the detail? Because the name of the customer is not there. So you can see one of the loss if you don't put the customer's name in this box, is that if you have done some business with this customer, you will not be getting the detail of that previous transaction in here. So always advisable to put the name of the customers there. But we know that we have created this relationship in the last class. We are doing it again in today's class. So it's a duplication of the same invoice. So I'll be continuing with the 4A. But just in case, if you want to, like after 3A, like the invoice that you have created twice, now you want to continue with the real numbers like 4 or 5, you can just simply click backspace and then it will become 4 number. So let's move to the next thing, which is like the date. We have put the date, invoice number, a sale receipt number is automatically comes up, and then we are paying for this transaction by check. So just click the check. So once you click the check, then we need to insert the check number. You can always come here and then click 1894. Again, we have already mentioned here that this is a transaction which is duplicate. So if you put the same check number, it may corrupt your data. So what I do is 1894 and I just click A, so that we know that this is the duplication of check. And then click the item number. So for this customer, we sold photography services. So either you can click P and then you'll be getting the all the items that I started with photography, and then you can select the photography. And in this photography, we are selecting like there are different photography services. And right now it has not mentioned which type of photography services we will be selling. So you can just go with the simple photography. So right now in the book we have it is not specifying whether it's a portrait type of photo session or what. So if the detail is not there, you can always go with the bigger heading, which is photography service. Click it, and then every detail will comes up. The rate will be 200. So just select it, 200, and then we don't have anything else. Just click the tab button, means you only sold the one quantity, and then save and close. If you click save and new, that will comes up again. Sorry. If you click save and new, then it will come back again like and ready for creating another invoice. But right now we don't have any further invoices to make, so we just click save and close. That's it. So is it clear until now?
Yep.
Good. So now let's move to the next topic. Like what if you see, we are just following the customers, this entire workflow. So we created the invoice, we created the sale receipt. Now here comes, like once you create the invoice, now the time comes in when your payments are getting received. So now we'll be seeing how you can receive the payments. So you see, we will be receiving the payments in the account of Lucy's Cupcake Factory. So what you can do, you can just simply go to the create invoice before going to the uh, you can say uh, there are two ways of doing that part. So I'm just showing you the first part, which is like a different way than the book, and then I'll go and select the uh, then I'll come and we work with the uh, books way of doing the transaction. But I just want to give you that, just in case if you don't find it, you can always do the transaction this way as well. So how you can do, just go to the create invoice, because you have already created the invoice before, and now we are looking for a transaction. Let me click anywhere so that these all the new information can go away. So we are looking for a transaction we have done with Lucy's Cupcake Factory, right? So you can always click the left arrow key, and then you see this is Jones Mary, this is other company, Evelyn, Lucy's Cupcake Factory. So here you can see the name of the company has come, and then we are actually paying the $100 for this business. So just in case if you are uh, if we want to make sure that you are actually paying to the right business of the company, or like let's say Lucy is doing us a lot of business with us, and one of the payment she is making is for like one of her different payments. So we need to make sure that we are giving the or putting the payment to the right one. So how you can do, you will be always seeing that whether this is the same invoice number like here, or uh, like detail of the payments are same or not. So when the customer sent you the check or something, they write what invoice is it for. So you can always check the invoice number that you have selected the right invoice, and you can select the and then you can just simply go with the payment amount, like that what payment you are making. So let's say if you are making payment for this transaction, you can just simply select this one, like it's already like in front of you. You can just simply click the receive payment button, which is here. So once you click the receive payment, and then you see you are in the box where you will be receiving the payments. And here you can see there are two payments. One is this one, 1006, and one is 10003. So here you need to decide, or here you'll be like this is like selecting the payment that you need to pay. Uh, so right now we are not doing this way, because I was just trying to show you that this is the way you can select the payment as well. But you need to have the invoice number so that you can select which payment you are paying. So let me close this part. So now we'll be doing as per the book. So we'll be just clicking the receive payments. So once you click receive payments, uh, and then you will be selecting the customer's name, like receive from, and the customer was Lucy Cupcake. So names will be, and then in the Lucy Cupcake, we'll be working for selecting the job, which is the marketing. So this is the job that we are actually paying for. The Lucy Cupcake is trying to pay for, and now we'll be selecting the payment amount as 100, which is here. And then the mode of payment is check, so it is already selected. You can make it check, and then uh, you, you have already put the amount in the check, and now the check number is 2548. The only thing, if you have observed, there are two payments. One is the 3rd of December, the second is 13th of December. So the quality of QuickBook is, once you are about to pay, it will be selecting the first payment that is actually due or will be due first. Like you can see here, you sold this item on 3rd of December and this item on 13th of December. So based on that, system will be picking the item that you sold first, and then it will be automatically applying that payment to the payment which was which was sold first. So once it is done, then you can always come here in the downside. Just let me check my screen resolution so that I can adjust it. So yeah, so now you can see that I can see the screen properly now. And here what I can do is like the payment is already applied here. Like we have already selected the payment or the invoice that we need to pay. And then we have two options. Either we can leave it as an underpayment, like customer is in process of payment and he's paying in installment. Or sometimes if the customer is defaulted and this is the time that we need to take a decision that whatever is coming in, we can accept that amount. If you select this one, then automatically the rest of the payment will be coming here. 300 amount, like three, whatever the difference is, will be going to the bad debts. But right now, it's not the defaulted account. It's just simply the customer is paying an installment. So we'll be just putting the leave this an underpayment, and then your amount will be applied as $100. And when you open this invoice next time, that the amount will be coming as 300 as the outstanding balance. So once you are done with it, you can like in your memo, you can also write this transaction is done for Lucy and marketing. So once you've done this part, just simply select save and close. Just let me see if we have to do some more transaction. Uh, yeah, so we have to do this is only. So let's just save and close, and this transaction is done. So that's how you can do the receiving of payments from customer. It depends at what type of payment or in what mode customer is paying you, but you have the option to select on the top whether it's a cash, it's a check, or what type of payment you are receiving. Update that part. If it's a check number, update it. If it's a credit card number, you'll be inserting the detail of the credit card, like the mode of payment. And then once it is done, simply what's it called? Simply you can accept it, like insert the details as the detail of the mode of payment, and you are done with it. There's not any there's no difficult part in it. Like you just need to select the type of payment and then select the relevant details. So the next topic we are actually working with is actually a topic that is a part of develop your skills. So in this one, in the past, it was actually asking you to go and do the part which is you can say by yourself. Here we'll be working with these things, uh, like you are doing it from the screen itself if you want to do any transactions. But now let's say if you are working for a big company, and big means a medium sized company, but it still have a lot of stuff. Like you cannot go by 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 clicking left or right button or these type of things. What you can do, you can also search the transactions by clicking the search or find button. So this part is very important to learn. Please remember it. That I'm sorry, I clicked the button. Please remember that find and search button are very important when you are working with the QuickBooks. Why? Because in day-to-day job, when we are working, most of the time we are looking for a transaction that was like 20 days back or 15 days back or 1 month back, based on the payment terms with the customer. And of course, if you don't know how to find the specific transactions, it would be very difficult. So let's start working with the search option of in the QuickBooks. So the first thing you see when you are here, always remember that search option or find option is an edit button, EDIT button. Okay. So just click this edit button, click it. And then the first option we are working with is search. So click search. And then there are two things. Either you can update it now here. If you update it now, then the system will get ready to give you the updated detail. But just in case, if you, I'm in the book, it says update now, but I'm just showing you that it is also possible if you update it later on. So how we can do that? If you click right away, then it will be updated. But I'm just showing you the mistake sometimes we make and then how to correct it. So let's say we forget to update the search. What we can do, we can just, and we start looking for a transaction which is like light food. So we'll be looking here, the name of the customer as LITE, and then search. And then you see, once you put the information of the customer's light, it says no search match your, like no result match your search. So it means system is not finding any name by the name of Light Food Dance Company or something like this. So what you can do, uh, you can also do some extra part, like in the Light Food Dance Company, it has not like selected it yet. You can also, uh, let's say if you want to find with the amount range, let me see if the amount is here. I remember that the amount was like $180, but I'm just trying to find out. So let's say if I just enter the amount 180, right? And then I click go, system is still not searching. I was just trying to show you that because the transaction we have done is not recognized by the system. So right now, so what we can do, we can always, and we know that we have done that transaction. So we can always click the, you see, I have updated this part. Now I again update the LITE. I'm just removing the amount. And then once I select the LITE, it was not like finding the name. Then I can always click the update search information. So now you see all the transactions that we have done in the name of Light Food Dance Company are appearing one by one. So now we can select which transaction we want to make payment, or which transaction we want to amend, or which transaction we want to make changes in it, right? So we are looking for a transaction uh, which is invoice number 10018. So here we can see the invoice number is, okay, yeah, I can see. I don't know why I wasn't able to see that part. So you see this, the name of the company, left side, the invoice number is there. You can select this thing, and then this invoice will open. And this one, you will be changing the rate. Like maybe the customer has agreed to pay you, but he said that he will be accepting the business or buying your services if you change the rate from 38 to 35. So now we'll be changing it. Like you can simply, once it was green, you can directly type the 35, but I just like select it so that I can type it manually as well. So it's your choice. Once it was there like this, you can just simply type 35, or you can also delete everything and then you can type 35. So it is your choice how you want to make it. Once you select the rate, click tab. So this amount will be applied to the transaction. And then you can just simply say save and close. So let me maximize it. And then this is the only transaction that we need to do. Save and close. It says you have changed the transaction. You want to record your changes. See, this part is important. You are changing the invoice. So you already give this invoice number that the customer needs to pay, let's say 2000, sorry, $270 to you in the future. So now you have revised the invoice and you are sending it to the customer. Okay, don't pay me $270, pay me $245. Customer will be happy. He will not be asking you why you reduce my money. But just in case, if you are trying to change the invoice value after the invoice already created and sent to the customer, then you need to take the confirmation from your customer as well. Why? Because if you send the invoice of 270 and then afterwards you are changing it for $300, customer will be asking you why you have not informed me earlier. I would have gone to the other vendors, right? So uh, putting the rate here is fine, like we are reducing the rate and sending the newer invoice to the customer, that is fine. But if the rate is to be increased, you have to talk to your customer first, then you can change the rate, and then you can send the newer invoice to your customer. So just keep it in mind that changing the invoice is technically not a good idea. But if you really want to change it, if it is a lesser amount, you can change it and send it to a customer. Even for that, you can ask the customer's consent. But if it is for the increase in value, increase in price, always make sure the customer knows it and he agreed to it before sending the new invoice to your customer. So let's say it says, do you have changed the transaction? Do you want to record your changes? Click yes. And then of course this uh, spelling and grammar check will come up. You just need to do the proper way, like you can just go one by one all of it, and make sure that the spelling mistake offered by the system is right one. Then you can continue, like if you want to change that or not. And let's say if you find that the system is giving you the idea which are like no need to be changed with those numbers or details, you can just simply say ignore or ignore all, and your transaction is done. So this is uh, the one transaction we have just done. And as you know, we have done 2 transactions, so it is another showing as the 266. So let's go to the, so once it is done, you can just close the screen. And now you're in the home tab. In the next exercise, we are trying to find a transaction using the find option. So we can click the edit button, and then so in this one we'll be clicking the edit and then find. So you see find and search button, both of them are in the edit tab in the last portion. So always remember it, because just in case if you want to search for it, search for any transaction, you'll be finding either by using the find or using the search option, and both of them are in the edit tab. Always remember that when you're in the home screen, you can always use the edit tab to find or search that specific transaction. So now we'll be finding a transaction using the find button. Simple find. And then you have the screen. In here, you will be looking for the like you'll be looking for the transaction by the name of by the invoice number. So you can just simply click invoice, which is already selected, and then you will be selecting the name of the customer, which is John's Mary. As soon as you click JO, it has given you the name. So always remember, if the name of your customers are properly inserted, system can find the name of the customers faster. So Jones Mary, you click it, and then if you know the dates, you can also put the dates and then find it. If you know the invoice number, you can insert the invoice number, you can find it. But if you don't know any of the information like the invoice number or date number, but you know that you have issued the invoice, you can also click the find button. If you know the amount, you can put the amount. So it depends on whatever the information you have available, you can put that and then look for that one. So let me find this part and then I'll just show you. So let's say I'm looking for an invoice issued to John's Mary. I'll just select those part and click find, and then you see the invoice comes up. So let me see, the invoice number is 10019. So let's say if I have the information about the invoice number, I don't have the information about the customer, I can always come here and I put the invoice number, which is 10019, and then you can click find. And then you see the name of the customer comes up. So there are different ways of finding the specific customer or a specific invoice value. Uh, like, so if you have some information, like either the invoice number and like name of customer or something. So it was done in 18th of December 2023, right? So we can also do another search. So let me go to edit and then click find button. And now I'm looking for invoice issued between let's say 1/1/2023 to, I don't know the date, so let's say 12/1/2023. 31 2023. So I selected all the invoices that come in between, uh, like that we have issued in within this area, like in 1 year time. So we want to find all of them. So once I click it, you see all the invoices are come up. And then let's say if I want to look for the transaction that is like Lightfoot, I can select it. Lucy Cupcake, I can find all of those transactions are coming here. So if we know that the two like to and from date, from and to date, we can also put that one, and we can just get all the invoices. So based on whatever we are looking for, and let's say we are looking for, let me show you one more part. So I'm just giving you the idea that how you can search different items in different ways. Like it is not necessary that you look for the value which is exactly available in the book. There are different ways, or there are different scenarios wherein you are looking for the items, your invoices, or other like checks, or you can say not checks, the transaction type. So let's say fine. And here we are looking for invoice number. Uh, and we know the date was in between 01 01 2023 and 12 31 2023. And we know the name of the customer as well. That is, uh, let's say, Jones Mary. You select it, and then you can see here Jones Mary 10019. All the information about your data is actually coming here, invoice and date and other things. The purpose of showing you this is like, it is not necessary that you have some of the information available. Let's say in Jones Mary, you have issued hundreds of invoices. So if you want to check that you want to go for that specific period, you can always select that specific period to avoid receiving or like on the screen a lot of invoices in front of you. So if you put the date area or date portion, you will be given the invoices that were issued within those dates. So there are different ways of finding the thing. So right now we are doing an exercise where we are updating uh, the 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 invoice of John's Mary. The invoice number is 10019. So we only got one invoice for John's Mary. So this is the one that we need to update. Select this thing, and then you click go to. So once you got the invoice, in this invoice, actually, the you have actually received the payment. So once you have received the payment, you see previously what we have done, we went to the invoice and then we click receive payment button. In the second instance, we go to the I show you here. So when we are working with the home tab, we went to the create invoice, and then after going into a specific one, and then we click the receive payments. The other option was here when we have clicked the receive payments, and then we have a lot of customers like let me do this part. So then we go to the Jones Mary, and then we can do the receive payment part. But let's say if none of these information are available to you, and you just know, and you just need to update the transaction based on the find, like you want to search the customer's transaction and then make payment, you can also do that part. Edit, find, and we have done it for John's Mary. We have already selected this part. Just click go to, and you are in the same screen again. So there are multiple ways of doing the same transaction. There are multiple ways of searching for the specific transactions. So we have done all of this in different ways, like 2-3 ways. The same way, once you found the invoice that you need to pay for the customer, just simply what you can do is click the receive payment part, like click payment, receive payment button. Once you click it, you are in the customer payment portion. In this one, you are putting the date, like when the customer is paying you. So that is actually 12/23/23. So you need to update the date 12/23/23. The only thing you have observed is that the first thing you have observed that we have not to pay the we have not to put the number here. Why? Once you click the receive payment, system will feel that the customer is paying you in full. So system will always you can say here you will find that customer is about to pay the entire money, but I'll be seeing that how you can pay the partial amount as well. Like I'll show you how to work with that one. So once you have received it, then you are receiving it by check, right? And then check with the check number here. So check number is 470. And then let's say if you want to pay 170, you can also click here 170. So just to give you the idea, if you click the tab button, now you see your 170 is applied here, and you will be left with $100, which is appearing in this part. Uh, but right now, as per the exercise, we are paying in full. So just pay the full amount, press tab button, and then you can see the entire amount is applied here, and there is no outstanding balance is shown here. That's it. And then what you can do, you can just simply put the, like we have given the check numbers, we have given the, we have ensured that the amount is correct, we have put the date. So these things are important, from where you are receiving the money, for which customer, for which transaction you are receiving the money, what is the amount to, like customer is paying you, which date you are getting the money, and then mode of payment. If it's a check, then of course the check number. Once you get all of these information, just update this payment using the memo like John's payment 10019. Why 10019? This is the payment of invoice number 10019. So once you create this memo, in future when you are matching the invoices and the payments, you will be getting the information. Okay, check number this check number was used to pay this invoice number, and then you can cross check your payment, that which of the payment is not yet received. So once you are happy with your all the details that you have put in properly, just click save and close. That's it. So you can see here, as soon as you click it, your payment is like your invoice is marked as paid. So now this is the complete transaction, and you can see in the right corner, customer's detail, that the payment due was like invoice was done was $270. The invoice was created for $270. That is paid, and the payment was done on 23rd of December with the total amount. So you have a clear picture of that transaction on the right side of the screen. And of course you have, if there is any like outstanding balance or something, that will be appearing on the right side of the screen for this customers. If you want to see the other transaction for this customer, you can also click here, and then you'll see what are the payments done within this period. So this is about how to like receive payments from the customer. Now next part is we'll go and try to find some of the reports that we can create for our customers. So you can always this is done, so we can, I have done it right. So save and close. So yeah, and then close it. We have already run this part. So now we are here. When you are here, you can just simply go to customers. You are trying to uh, like uh, download some reports from the about the customer. So you can just simply select the name of the customer. Here we are selecting James Limousine Services. So let's look for the customers, James Limousine Services. And then in the quick report, you see you have the quick report here. If you click it, and then here you see your date is for this month only. But we know that most of the transaction that we are doing in the QuickBooks, and the system is doing it for almost 5 years ahead, which are all in 2023. So you can just simply, of course, when you're working the real time, you will be selecting the date, like from which date to which date here, and then you can get your information done, like get your information. But let's say if for this exercise we actually know that we are doing it in the future date, so you can always click it and then select all. So all the transactions that were done before or after today's date, they will be appearing in this report, and then you can see what are the transactions we have like done with the customer. So we have another, like if you want to search for other information, like if you want to like if you want to see which of our customers has paid then the like all of their payments or something, so we can always go to the reports here. Just a minute. Reports here, and then we are trying to find the customers receivables, so we can always go to customers and receivables, and then we can either get the aging receivable summary, like which only gives you the numbers, or account receivable aging details. This account receivable aging detail will give you the name of the customers as well, that which customer owes you how much. Once you click it, and then of course all, because we know that we have done the transaction in the future. So now you can see all of the receivables are appearing in this like in this like report. So you can also like use the drop down menu for the dates if you have selected the dates. Like if you can just select any of these and then you can customize it, and then once you select the custom, then you can put the dates as well. So let me, and then you can select, let's say, and then you can say as of 19th December 2020, this will be the aging, like because all of our agings are created in future. So let me do it. I think we have done the transaction in 2023. So you're putting the date of that area of that period. So most of our transaction is you can see a lot of transaction are of 2023. So we can also do the date part, like customize it. So we are looking for a transaction on due on, let's say, December 23. Right? And then select it like 31st of December 2023. And then you can just simply select refresh. And then you'll be finding all the transactions that will be due on December 31, 2023. So that's how you can generate a lot of different reports using the either the quick reports from the customer desktop, like customer center, or you can select the report that you want using the reports option in the reports tab on the top of the screen. So you can like download any type of report, like if it is about the company and financial, like your own company, you can do that. If it is about the customers balance, customers open invoices, customers aging receivables, like aging receivable aging, or receivable aging detail as well. Like the first one, the summary will only give you the numbers. It will not tell you uh, like who owes, how much owes. It will not give you the entire detail. But here, like you can see, it only give you the detail of the like how much the customer owe you. But if you go to the detail, then it will give you the invoice number within that one. So these are different reports that you can do. Just let me open it, my Windows. So now you can see the invoice number, wise all the details. So there are different ways of uh, like detail finding the detail about the receivables of the customers. So this is all about the customers. Now there are some exercises. I already show you. Now previously I just skipped some of the part, like I told you to only do until the invoice part. But now that the complete exercise you can do, like starting from the add customers until generate reports. So now you can do from page number 47, 48, and then if you start from page number 50, I think, and you can continue until page number 57. So starting from 47 until page number 57 are all different exercises that you can do for customers part. So this is it for the customer. Let's take a break, and then when we start, we'll be starting from the like from vendors, like. And just in case if you find any problem, like if you feel that you need to like if you need to cover any topic of these, we can cover that part. So right now you are comfortable with it, or you want me to discuss anything right now or after the class, like after that in the next, like after the break? I thought that you sleep.
No, I said I'm comfortable with everything. Yeah.
Okay, good. So let's do that part. We take a break now, and once we start, we start working with the vendors part. Okay. So let's come back at 11:45.
Okay, for sure. Thank you.
Thank you.